So having a 4-3 in Washington State can be a real pain in the butt, especially if you find yourself moving districts, wanting to move money from that to your own individual retirement account. It's just really playing hard. So if you've had trouble in the past, trust me, I know what you're going through. Being in this business for almost 8 years now, I've transferred 403Bs around more times than I can count from many various different companies, and the process really just plainly sucks. Here are 3 things I really wish the state would do to make everyone's life easier, because there's really no reason that it has to be like this. Other states have systems set up like just like what I'm going to tell you today that make this so much better for everyone involved. So the first thing I really wish Washington State would change about the 403Bs is the fact that every district, they're all 200 some odd of them, have to manage their own 403 list. That just seems crazy to me. You'd hate going from one district to another and now have to change your whole 403B to a different company and a different advisor just because they don't offer the same plan as you. That just doesn't make any sense to me. In other states, they have a universal list. So it doesn't matter what school district you work in, everybody has the same providers. So you want to go from Yakima to Seattle or Seattle to Spokane, don't matter. You know that you can keep your company for as long as you want because they offer it to everybody. So that's one thing I really wish that Washington State would change. It would just make everyone's life so much easier, especially for payroll. The last thing on payroll I want to do is have to get field calls from other advisors and companies about getting them added onto their 403 list, and then they keep track of it all and do all the signing. And it's just too much work and make things so much easier on payroll if there's just one universal list. The next thing I wish Washington State would do is, with this universal list, make Roth available everywhere. There's no reason why every school district shouldn't have Roth available. The DCP just passed a law earlier in 2022 saying that Roth is coming to everybody at the end of 2023. So there's no reason why 403B shouldn't be this way as well. Have your universal Roth list available. That means everybody across the state would have 403Bs with Roth available to them. Then they could really start building their retirement the way they want to, and what way it's going to be most tax advantageous to them. So that's another thing I really wish Washington State would change, because there's nothing worse than going from a school district that has your Roth 403B to a district that doesn't offer a Roth 403B, and now you're stuck not being able to get those tax savings in the long run because you can only save on a pre-tax basis, or you make too much to do a Roth IRA. That's like the worst thing ever. And the next thing that would make things a lot better in Washington State is if we had one third-party administrator, one website to go to make our changes. If we want to request paperwork, if we want to change from $100 a month to $200 a month, or whatever it is, we just have one website. The most frustrating thing in Washington State is having to figure out who my TPA is. Is it Omni? Is it TSA? Is it Baybridge? Is it some other company I don't even know about, right? Every school district has their own third-party administrator. The big ones have multiple, of course, but sometimes you have to go from one system that allows electronic submissions to one that only does paper. That's just so annoying and totally uncalled for. So one thing I really wish Washington State would change is just have one website that every employee can go to submit their changes or wherever they need done, and then it would be taken care of. Not have to figure out who your third-party administrator is, if my 403B is on the list, is it Roth available? That's just so much work and hassle that's really not worth it. So if anybody watching this agrees with me or can really make this happen, please pass it on to people to spread the word so we can get this, hopefully through Congress and make it a rule, because there's absolutely no reason for the way it currently is, because it's just a big hassle and a waste of time for everybody involved. All right, see you guys next week. Remember that your future depends on what you do today.